Hey.
I'm Ronnie.
I'm Tavar.
And we are
Port of Life, The Connection.
_ The Connection.
That's right. Correct. So join us on IG at Port of Life _ The Connection, as well as YouTube, which is the same as Port of Life, The Connection, without the underscore on YouTube.
Okay. So we are being asked
a couple of questions, but the first question we're being asked is,
do you believe the LGBTQ history education should be taught in school?
No.
Why you say no?
No. My answer is no, is because it's just like anything else.
Okay.
Black history is not taught in school systems. Only thing that's taught in school systems is history. I just feel like LGBTQ, those type of things should be explained by parents. We don't discuss heterosexual history in school. So why are we discussing LGBTQ history in schools? Like, I feel like that's a parent's job. They don't even teach sex education anymore in school.
Really
so why
don't.
Are we discussing LGBTQ history in school? It's unnecessary. And we're LGBTQ. We're married. But I don't feel like it's necessary. I feel like that's doing too much.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I feel the same way. I feel like that LGBTQ should just be a part of someone's just natural life. I feel like it shouldn't be forced upon, especially at an early age. I feel like that's what makes you want to experience at an early age. Like, don't get me wrong, it's cool, to be able to express yourself.
Right.
But at the end of the day, we talking about children. So taking it to that extreme, I feel like is unnecessary, especially in the school. Like, y'all don't even teach these kids real history. So what makes you think you're going to teach them about the appropriate LGBT?
Not only do they not teach them about history, they don't learn about financial literacy.
They really don't.
Credit. Like, they don't learn about stuff that's important in school. Not saying that LGBTQ is not important. I feel like the history and all of those things can be taught by parents. You can look it up. But it's some things that really need to be taught in school that are left outside of the school systems. And I don't feel like that's fair that you're willing to bring in something new when there's things that are...
And that's big in media.
It's big in media. That's the biggest thing. Like, it's big in media. But it's a no for me. The answer is no.
It's a no for me. Like, I'm all for LGBTQ, but you gotta kind of know your boundaries and your limits, especially when it comes to knowing your audience, on who you talking to.
Streamline. You have to streamline certain things, and certain things should be explained at home. They very rarely even discuss, like I said, health is not even in school systems like it used to be anymore. Kids don't even know how to take care of themselves, smell good, look good, take baths. Trust me, all of this stuff should be taught at home. But those are the things that they're no longer keeping in the school systems. Why are we discussing? We don't discuss heterosexual history. Why are we discussing LGBTQ history? We can't discuss religion in school. Why are we discussing LGBTQ? Some things are better left out of the school system. Teach kids what's important to get them to the next level on where they need to go. Everything else comes after.
Right. Like, I feel like, okay, maybe high school, after school activities, that could be a possibility. I could be like, okay, I could see that, because it'll give kids a choice to be able to speak up, especially if they're scared to come out and they're LGBTQ. So yeah, going up into high school, college activity, but little kids, no.
And maybe even in college. Like, it may even be okay in college where it's an optional class.
Right.
But it shouldn't be a mandatory class. Not only that, let me say this. We have an LGBTQ daughter, and I'm still saying it's a no.
No.
That's it. Don't forget to join us.
Thank you.
IG and YouTube. Oh, and also join us on TikTok at Port of Life _ The Connection. Thank you.
The question is, should the LGBTQIA plus community should be taught in schools? The simple answer is yes. As soon as we mention the idea of it being taught, the first thing that is being said is, We don't want our kids being exposed to gay sex and whatever gay people do. This proves that we need the history to be taught, because the community's history is not about sex. It doesn't start and end there. One of the many things and the most thing that has ever been said is all of a sudden people are gay. With the history, people will now realize that we have always existed. We go as far back as ancient Africa, where the women in Lesotho engaged in long-term relationship with other women called Motsole. Males of the Azande warriors in Congo, northern Congo, they took boy wives. We were in ancient Egypt, ancient Americas, with the indigenous people were called two-spirited, and we were given social and spiritual roles within those communities. We were in ancient China, Japan, Europe, Rome, Greece, South Pacific. We have always been around, and we have always contributed to society. You know, we have contributed to developing modern society so much, from science, where we have people like Alan Cox who developed a equipment that could measure plate movements, which helped to prove the plate tectonic movement theory. You know, we have people in art like Leonardo da Vinci. How many people knew he was gay? He was the painter for the Mona Lisa and the Last Supper, those iconic paintings. He also was involved in history and many other things. His friends and court documents have revealed he had many encounters, sexual encounters, with several men. So he was a member of the LGBT community. We have in pop culture, from film, where we have the former Wachowski brothers, Lawrence and Andy, now known as Lana and Lily Wachowski, who directed the Matrix film. They both transitioned in 2008 and in 2016 respectively. We have Peter Thiel, who is the co-founder of Confinity, which started PayPal. All of us knew PayPal, who knew the ties to the LGBT community, that one of us assisted in the creation of that. We have Gianni Versace, what we call Versace. Donatella would definitely be mad at our pronunciation. She said it's Versace. You know, he's the founder and the original designer for the Versace house of fashion. We have Big Frida, who has been iconic in the LGBT community, and many people should know Big Frida from the Voice information. I didn't come to play, I came to slay. So we have people everywhere across the board, but we don't know the history. A lot of us are celebrating Pride. Do we know where Pride came from? Marsha P. Johnson, born Malcolm Michaels Jr., threw the first stone at the Stonewall Inn, and the anniversary of that riot was commenced with the first Pride March, and now it is Pride everywhere across the world. We have our own months that we do our Pride celebration. Also in pop culture, I don't know if you've ever heard of the song Vogue by Madonna or seen the music video. It was inspired by the voguing dance created in the ballrooms of Harlem in New York. This video, when it went viral, what we would say now viral in mainstream media, it propelled our creatives in the LGBT community to be able to gain access and gain jobs as dancers. Now we're seeing the ripple effect of that. You know, we have RuPaul, we have Lady Gaga with her dance group, you know, or dancers, which comprise of members of the LGBT community. We're seeing voguing. A lot of us don't even know what voguing is, but we've seen it in so many dances, and people of the community and allies who know what voguing is, they go immediately, yes, that right there. So with all of that being said, it needs to be taught so that every time LGBT people are spoken to, or we present ourselves with some pride, because we know how much we've contributed to this world, that we belong. Because even with coming out, people are like, how was your coming out story? When you came out, for me, when I came out, to be honest, I was lost. I didn't know where I belong. I was like, yeah, it's only me in the world. Yeah, it's gonna be awful, And the first thing being said, and a lot of people can attest to this, is if you're queer, you won't be successful, you won't get a job, you won't get anywhere to live. All of these fears that just because I'm queer, I won't get anything. But our history have proven how much we have done, how much we have accomplished. Yes, we can have jobs. Yes, we can be successful. Yes, we can change and shape this world. So definitely, the history is needed. So as we go on celebrating Pride Month, this Pride Month, and many more to come, while you hear us screaming, we're queer and we're proud, take note of that. It's not just a chant. It is because we are truly proud. Take note of your history. We have accomplished so much regardless of how many times we have been set back and rejected. We have contributed to society, and we still will. So happy Pride, everyone. Bye.